Hope everyone's doing well out there. It is, what is it, Wednesday night? Wednesday night out here, and just going live, see what everybody's up to out there. Where are you guys watching from? Wait a couple more seconds here for more people to join in, just getting started out. Hola, how are you? What's going on? Where are you guys watching from? Where are you joining from? I'm good. I'm good. Had an awesome lift tonight. It was really good. Things have been going well. Been crushing it. Can't even believe it's spring right now. Spring is like right around the corner. Actually, it's tomorrow, I think, right? Tomorrow, the next day, it is. It's going to be spring. So yeah, I can't even believe that right now. And I think it's like you look at it. Really, we got January down, February down, March where it's on its way. We're almost getting to be like a quarter done with with this year. So time to get rolling, time to get moving on the goals for sure, whatever your goals are. And if you don't have any goals, well, guess what? It's time to start writing those down and getting clear about what it is you want, because whatever it is you want, just remember you're not far away from it. You just got to put the work in, gain momentum, have confidence. Okay. It's funny because confidence is not about so much about having knowledge, but it's a real deep belief in yourself and what you can do. So if again, you get clear about your goals and what you want, and then you go ahead and have that confidence and belief in yourself that you can accomplish it, that you can make a change, everything changes for you. And it's all about little wins. It's all about little wins every day. That's the thing. That's the thing about confidence. Success momentum, building that success momentum will make all the difference in the world for you. So where are you guys calling from right now? Where are you guys watching from? I say calling in. Where are you watching from? Throw something in the comments there just so I can see. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I think it's really important. Michigan, nice. I'm in the DC area right now, East Coast. Weather's getting a little better, which is nice. Certainly not California. I know I've got some people from out West Coast there too. But yeah, I mean, I think you got to look at you're a quarter of the year down, right? The last time I think I was on, I talked a lot about investment. I think my other live the other day, maybe it might have been on Instagram, but I was talking about my workout split, my workout routine, and what I do. So probably today I'm going to talk a little bit about success momentum and what that means and confidence and why that's important. Okay. But I'll tell you what, Michigan, it's cold there right now. Hopefully not too cold. But so I mean, I think a big thing with accomplishing little things every day is that gives you confidence, right? You have self-trust, self-esteem, and you get confidence from that because you're going to do what needs to be done in order to put the work in and learn and grow that the ways that you need to sacrifice the way that you need to in order to succeed. So it's super important, right? Confidence again is not about having the knowledge. It's about knowing that you can learn, you can grow, you can adapt, you can overcome all those things. In the Marine Corps, we used to talk about, making sure you can adapt and overcome to the situation, improvise, adapt, and overcome. And it's so, so important. So, I mean, guys, keep that in mind, right? I mean, as we define our goals, we write our goals down, we're going after things, have the confidence to bet on yourself. Have the confidence that you can grow into it, that you can do these things, right? That when you visualize ahead of time, okay, there's this system in your brain where when you visualize something ahead of time, okay, hoorah, brother. I was let's see, 8104, man, I was 0104. Gosh, I got out in 19, so I started in 96. I was in for a while. But yeah, I mean, I think an important thing is that the confidence again is more about taking action, knowing that you can you can sacrifice, and visualize ahead of time. A super important thing. I think pass this on to anybody that you care about. But when you visualize ahead of time, like an athlete, you visualize your success ahead of time, your body doesn't know any difference. Your mind doesn't know the difference, okay? And so therefore, you've already, that's right. Yep. And Marsak, Semper Fi. And your mind doesn't know that it didn't just do that, that you're creating that in your head. Okay. So the visualization process really makes a huge difference for you and will lead it. Army. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hoorah. And I think it makes a big difference. So practice visualization of success. It makes a huge difference. Okay, whatever it is you're trying to do, see it as already done. See the success. Okay, and what I don't want you to do, what I'm not trying to say is visualize the spoils, visualize the trophy, visualize the money, visualize all those things. That's good to do too. Okay, it's okay, but I really want you to visualize and feel what it's like. Okay, nice. Okay. But I really want you to know what it feels like, all right? Feels like to succeed at the tasks and the little tactical actions you have to take in order to meet the success, okay? So, for example, let's say, if you're a football player, an athlete, okay, let's say an athlete of any kind, you're picturing those little tasks, okay, that are going to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. They're going to be, that's awesome. You guys partied for 2 days together. Marsoc dudes are generally really great, man. That's awesome. But picture that task, okay? Picture the thing that's going to make a difference. Maybe if you're a competitive swimmer, like you're like Michael Phelps, you picture the flip turn. You know what I mean? The flip turn in the pool, and you're mastering that. You're picturing the perfect stroke. You're picturing, skip breathing as you're going, all those things. If you're a shooter, right? I was a competitive shooter before. Done a lot of high-speed shooting, a lot of combat shooting training, competitive shooting training as well too. And the big thing is visualizing your trigger control and getting back to your sights. Visualizing successfully going through your shooting process in order to make sure that you can, get the results you want on the shooting range, okay, in a competition. I mean, also in combat as well too. But like, let's say another thing, you're a quarterback in football, seeing all of your reads, seeing, the wide receivers, their routes, recognizing the defense they're playing against you, and knowing how that you're going to look off a certain way to draw the safety over and then throw the opposite way. Okay. Looking off the defense as well too. So succeeding, visualizing your success and the little tasks that'll actually make you win is so important. Okay. Hugely important. I'm trying not to go super, super fast here so that it can, just sink in. But, confidence comes from the belief in yourself. And the belief in yourself will come from also gaining skills and abilities. But then on top of that, self-trust, knowing that you're going to do what needs to be done in order to succeed. Okay. You're going to sacrifice, do all those things like that. Okay. So just, remember this when you're going forward and you're trying to now go into the second quarter of this year. Okay. Going, April, May, June, right? We're halfway done with the year. And because we're already going to be a quarter of the year done here at the end of March. And so as we go into the next quarter of the year, you have to really take stock and say, okay, what did I say I was going to do this year? What have I done? Where am I at? What else needs to be done? What help do I need? Do I need outside experts? What else do I need to do in order to build more self-credibility and self-trust? Okay. You're going to believe in yourself more. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're going to believe in yourself a lot more when you're going to put the work in. Okay. So start by keeping these little promises to yourself. Start by keeping, building trust with yourself, building self-esteem, because you're actually doing the things and sacrificing what needs to be sacrificed in order to give yourself the success you want and you need. All right. If you don't sacrifice, if you're not willing to put skin in the game, if you're not willing to do the work, then how are you going to truly believe in yourself? That's where you're not going to have that self-trust and self-belief. Because if you don't keep promises to yourself every day, how are you going to believe and have confidence that you can do something, right? But if you're somebody that you have confidence that you're going to do what needs to be done, you're going to get up on time, right? You're going to, eat right, be prepared, keep your energy high. You're going to work out. You're going to do all those things, okay? For your work tasks, you're going to be highly organized. You're going to get on your calendar. You're going to manage your calendar. You're going to make the phone calls you need to make. You're going to answer the emails you need to answer. You're going to plan You're going to have a plan, make a plan, execute the plan. Okay. All those things. When you do that over and over again for little things, okay, when you do that over and over again for little things, next thing you know, you have real self-trust and real self-esteem, okay? And when you have that, you're going to take chances on yourself every time, all right? So taking chances on yourself, taking chances on yourself is really, really important, okay? Taking chances on yourself based on the belief that you know you can grow, a growth mindset is really, really important, okay? And now, if you guys are getting something out of this, encourage your friends. Send this over to your friends too. Get them on this live. Get them in here. We'll get this thing rolling. Okay, I'm just getting started. So I think it's so important that you build that self-trust. And this is built through little actions, little momentum. Build success momentum. Okay, we got to take the little daily actions that are going to add up to give us momentum, give us self-trust, give us all those things in order to have confidence. When you have confidence, okay, everyone knows it. All right. Who do people follow more? Do they follow the person who knows the most? All right, it's a great question. They follow the person who knows the most, or is the person who has the most confidence? Which one? It's the person who has the most confidence, okay? Why? Is it that they're faking this? Are they lying? Are they manipulating? No, they're not. It's that they may not have the most knowledge at that time, but they have the most self-belief that, yeah, maybe I don't know everything right now, but I can find out. I can figure it out, okay? I think a great illustration of that is like, I think a great illustration is when you have Henry Ford. Okay, he was asked by all these reporters. They're like, Mr. Ford, you don't know so much about this, that, and the other thing about these cars. You're not an engineer or a real engineer. You can't even tell us anything. He said, ask me any question. Ask me any question you want. And as soon as they did, they thought they were going to stump him. The journalists thought they were going to stump him with a really hard engineering question or a finance question. He said, okay, watch this. He clicked his intercom. Back then they had an intercom. He said, get the chief engineer up here. Brought him up, asked him the question. So he built a team that would tell him the answers to these things, all right? So it's the same thing. Confidence will let you do things like that, all right? Confidence precedes you. People know you're confident because you have the most self-belief. When you know where you're going and you truly believe you can get there, it infects everybody in a positive way, okay? So the old saying of fake it until you make it, okay, I don't really believe in faking it. I believe in real self-belief and I believe in real confidence. I believe in real self-trust. When you have self-trust and self-belief, you also usually have what's called a growth mindset, okay? This growth mindset says that you may not know something right now, but you can learn it. You don't know it yet, but you can learn it. You can develop the skill. You can learn the knowledge. You can grow into it, okay? A fixed mindset, what this says is that your skill level, your talent level, your ability level is fixed. Whatever you have, and that's it, okay? There's no raising up the bar, no growing it anymore. And I don't believe in this, all right? I don't think many of you probably do either. But there's some people who try to be negative and tell you that what you got, okay? So I mean, I think it's so important that no matter where you're at, okay, let's say you are a bit of a mess, right? Let's say you feel like you're a bit of a mess, and I'm sorry to hear that, all right? That I have someone in the comments that were saying they dropped out and they were bullied and all these things, struggling with self-esteem, okay? This is exactly it. What I want you to do, if you're struggling for self-esteem right now, I want you to pick one thing, okay, and keep a promise to yourself. If it's exercising, keep the promise to yourself. Whatever it is you say you're going to do it, okay? And you can start small. Start with small steps. We want to build momentum, what I call success momentum, okay? Building success momentum will change your life because you start building the self-trust. You start building the self-esteem. The next thing you know, you're taking bigger chances on yourself, okay? And you're seeing that, okay, initially I'm saying I'm going to do this and I know how to do this. So it's really, I'm just moving forward, okay? But you're disciplined and you're keeping promise to yourself. Once you have confidence, you know there's a gap. My ability level's here. This thing I want to accomplish is up here, the skill set. There's a gap in my skill set. There's a gap in my abilities. There's a gap in my knowledge. Confidence says, yeah, I can still do it. And you start learning, you start growing, you start going, you're taking all the action, sacrificing, studying, whatever it takes, late nights. Next thing you know, boom, you meet the standard, you achieve the goal, okay? You accomplish that thing. So again, if you got low self-esteem right now, you feel like you're a bit of a mess, start with small actions every day. Little things, okay? Small things are all things. Okay, I got a chance to work with Trent Dilfer, Super Bowl quarterback who ran the Elite 11. I was one of the Elite 11 coaches alongside my coaching partner. I was there more for leadership. I was a college football player, but I was there for more for leadership, helping these elite quarterbacks understand how their minds worked, okay, and understand how to get an edge in football at this high-level elite competition they were in, while my teaching partner was actually an NFL quarterback, teaching them all the tools of the trade as an NFL quarterback. Yeah, I played linebacker in college, not as much quarterback. But one of these things we'd say is small things are all things, okay? Trent Dilfer would say this all the time, the Elite 11. Small things are all things. So do the small actions. Keep those promises to yourselves, okay? And you'll be performing on the level of an elite NFL quarterback, the same type of mindset of an elite NFL player, okay? They get some fantastic coaching, all right? So and if you've lost your motivation, you had more confidence in yourself before, but you lost your motivation, it's the same way. Start with the basics, okay? Maybe it's a workout plan, because workouts, it's something very tangible, right? We go or we don't go. We wake up early enough and we block off the time or we don't. Or we block off the time after work or we don't. And it's hard. It's not easy at first. But as soon as you start building up the, successive days in the gym, building up successive days of eating right, all those things like that, you have more self-confidence, more belief in yourself, okay? Confidence also comes from doing hard things, right? If you follow a diet, that's not easy, and you deny the things that aren't good for you, okay? Self-denial is also a pathway to confidence, right? You're like, I don't want the donuts. I don't want the cookies. I'm not going to drink alcohol, okay? I'm telling you, denying yourself alcohol is a way to also get more energy, all right? I'm not perfect in this regard, but I haven't had a drink now in a little while, okay? And I feel a lot better. I feel great from it, okay? Once in a while, having a drink's not a big deal, but you'll notice, pay attention, the next day you don't have the same energy, right? And if you're really trying to accomplish something hard, why sacrifice that energy? You really, at some point, you have to go all in on life, right? Go all in and give yourself the best chance. No, I didn't sign in with a recon contract. I was in the infantry first, and then tried out for Force Recon and made it. And so, yep, Marine Raider. Yes, sir. I was Force Recon, then Marine Raiders, infantry to start out. But that's how you gain confidence, guys. That's how you gain self-esteem. That's how you gain momentum. You start out with the baby steps, okay? Keep the little promises to yourself. Like, I like to put boxes next to my task to-do list. I check those boxes, okay? Now, if your list gets kind of big, I put a star next to the things that I think are really, really important, okay? Then I circle them. So I make sure I do those first in my day. If you can get, hey, thanks, brother. I think that if you can get at least one thing a day done, you're getting some momentum. Try to keep those promises to yourself. Today's the day that I'm not going to drink alcohol, okay? Keep that promise to yourself. Watch your confidence go up. Today's the day I'm going to work out and do this exercise, okay? This is the week I work out 5 days a week. Keep that promise to yourself and watch your confidence go up. Watch your self-esteem go up, okay? Another thing, too, is boundaries with people. Maybe you don't have good self-esteem right now because you don't have good boundaries with people, all right? So establish a boundary. And today's the day I'm going to say no on this. I'm not going to do this thing because it's toxic. The people aren't healthy for me. It sucks my time away. It distracts me from my true goals, okay? And, or today's the day that I have that hard conversation in my relationship, all right? I've been meaning to have that. Or today's the day that I end a certain part. I end a relationship, all right? Or I have conversation about it. Or today's the day I take a chance and I try to build that relationship, okay? I make a phone call, send an email. Maybe I'm gonna ask someone on a date. I don't know, okay? All those things. Or you're trying to maybe build your network and you're gonna make a phone call to some person in business that you just want to get close to and say, hey, I would love to pick your brain. Can I, what can I do for you that would give you value so I can just learn from you? What value can I provide to learn from you, okay? A lot of the times really successful people don't have a lot of time, but if you can provide some value to them, okay, you provide some service that's of value, whatever that may be, just so you can learn from them, be around them, be in proximity of them, that might just get the door open, okay? Just an example as a tactic, okay? But again, your boundaries may be something that will lead to more self-esteem and more confidence as well too, okay? All those things like that. But I think it's so important, guys, to know that your confidence starts first of all with your self-belief, self-esteem, taking small actions, building success momentum, visualizing and seeing success before it occurs. To do a lot of this, you got to speak to yourself in the right way too, okay? You've got to use the language of a champion. Use the language of success. When you wake up in the morning, okay? When you wake up in the morning, are you negative? Are you doom scrolling? Are you, not focused? As soon as you wake up in the morning, you should wake up with gratitude, okay? Wake up with gratitude. Thank God for another day. Thank the universe. Thank whatever you believe in for another day. Just be grateful, okay? The more you radiate that gratitude and that high energy, you vibrate in that high level, lots of energy, you maintain your energy levels high, that positive, ferociously optimistic attitude. Ferocious optimism is my personal philosophy. You behave like, a warrior of life. You have that energy about you, the more good things are going to reflect back to you. Every time that's how it is, okay? So first thing in the morning is your morning routine. You've got to have, okay, and your morning routine is part of it's got to be some gratitude, some prayer, focus and direct your mind, write your goals down. I write my goals down every day. I rewrite them every day in the morning, okay? I get grateful, and then I start writing down what my goals are, my 3-month goals, my 1-year goals, my 5-year goals, okay? I write them down. It seems a little obsessive, but what I'm really doing is I'm directing my mind, and I'm focusing on the life that I'm trying to build, and then I take my day and my calendar, and then I block off time for those important things that will move me towards those goals, okay? All my tasks are focused on that, okay? If you're working a job, connect your work of your job, okay, as an employee to one of your goals. Maybe it's saving money. I'm sure it is, right? Saving money, building life, paying your bills, paying for your family, all those things. These are all very noble endeavors, okay? And then maybe, thank you, brother, I appreciate that. And then maybe someday you're gonna start your own job. You're gonna start your own business, okay? Have your own career on the side, something else, until you break free and you're fully independent, full-time doing that. And if you love what you're doing, stick with it, right? Just build up that nest egg for retirement someday. Build up a way to become financially independent and financially secure, first of all, okay? And again, guys, if you're enjoying this, go ahead and forward it to your friends. Get them on here, so the more the merrier. We can all learn together and grow together. And also, if you guys are enjoying this too, a great place to work with me is my coaching membership. Once a month, I go live with everybody. I've got a fantastic community in there in the coaching membership. I go live. I teach for about an hour, and then I do Q&A after a live Q&A with everybody. It's over Zoom, so it's very interactive, very awesome. And then you also get a free lifetime membership to my coaching community if you join now. Click the link in my bio. I think there are a couple different links, but in the link tree, if you go in the link tree, you'll see Ben Pappas Coaching Membership. Take a look at it. It doesn't obligate you to anything to check it out and learn more. You'll see also testimonials of people that have worked with me in the past. This is the first time I'm opening up a coaching membership for groups. Previously, I worked with corporations, C-suite executives, CEOs, founders. I've worked with celebrities as well too. My client list is all confidential, but I've been fortunate enough to work with some of the most successful people in our country and very successful people around the world. And so I've just had a lot of demand, people asking me, Ben, how can I work with you? Ben, when are you going to open something up for everybody, not just for CEOs and founders and owners of companies, things like that. And so here it is. Okay, and so if you guys are enjoying what I'm teaching right now, this is my way right now of serving you guys. But if you enjoy that and you want to go more in depth, you want to get more immersed into what I do and what I'm teaching, then click the link in my bio, look at my coaching membership, go to the Linktree link, drop down menu, Ben Pappas Coaching Membership, click on that, check it out. I think you're going to love it, okay? It's $47.99 per month. I try to make it as accessible as I can for everybody to be able to join and get real value out of this thing. And I'm going to have downloadable content in there. I post the videos from the coaching session every week, every time we do it. So it's in there in the members area, so you'll never have to miss a session. You can go at your own pace. I also have the presentation I use and I present to you guys will be in there as well too. So you guys go ahead and you can do it at your own pace. If you have to miss the live session, you can replay that anytime. And the coaching community is always there for you. I'll be in the coaching community. You can ask me questions. You can ask the other entrepreneurs in there questions, ask the other students, other members in there questions as well too. And I've got a great community manager as well. So check that out, and back to our program here. Okay, so yeah, and if you're enjoying this, Forward it on to your friends. Get them on. More the merrier right now. We'll have a good time. And if you guys get any questions, throw them in the comments section here as well too. I'll try to hit your questions. Okay. Again, this is my passion, my purpose, my mission. My personal mission in life is to become and to be an inspirational leader, to create positive, lasting change in the life of my family, my followers, my clients, my customers, my community, and those who are listening to me and myself. Okay, so this, if in the end of the day, if you don't join or you don't become a client of mine, totally fine. I get a chance to practice and really fulfill my personal mission of service. And so thank you for all being here. This is awesome. I'm glad you guys are letting me, you're really letting me, hey, good luck with A&S, Trevor. You can do it, man. Just never quit. Keep going and be smart, right? Thinking person's game, thinking man's game. Semper Fi. Good for you. That's awesome. LCSW, LMSW, awesome. Probably saved my life going through counseling and through, I went through the NICO program. That was fantastic. So Semper Fi, hoorah, that's great. But yeah, and I get to fulfill my personal mission of service to others. And so I love what I do, and I appreciate all you guys, being here. And this is very healing for me too in a number of ways. And I discuss that when I'm doing my seminars. And so hopefully you guys will be in the membership section, and I can talk more deeply on that. How do I start a healthy routine? Well, here's the thing, man. Both. I'm a recon, force recon and Raider. You can see a couple more of my paddles on down the line there. But yeah, force recon and Raider and infantry as well. So how do we start a healthy routine? Here's what I would say. First of all, get really clear about what you want, okay? So get really clear about what you want, first of all, okay? And so what are your physical goals? What is healthy for you? You want to make, you really want to get clear about that. And then just make a plan that you're going to exercise strength training 3 days a week, maybe 4 days a week, okay? And you're also going to follow a healthy nutrition plan and do cardio as well too, okay? But just remember, you can't out-exercise a bad diet. You can't out-exercise a bad diet, okay? Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you for your service as well. You can't out-exercise a bad diet, all right? So if you're trying to get lean, the best way to do it is to have a really good diet. I use MyFitnessPal app, okay, to track all my calories, all my macros, my macronutrients, meaning the carbohydrates, the proteins. I've got a split routine, a routine of, I work out, lift weights 5 days a week, and I do cardio and core 2 days a week. So, yep, Raiders. And so that really works for me. But I think getting in the healthy routine, just start committing to going, to the gym. Start committing either to go for walks, start committing to get in the gym. If you don't know how to be in the gym, get with someone that can teach you, or get a personal trainer. Or you can watch people like, for example, Mike O'Hearn, okay? He's one of my favorites, world famous bodybuilder, but he teaches a lot of good stuff too. And there's also Athlete X on YouTube. He's really good too. Another good one. But there's so much information out there. The basics are strength training and cardio, okay? But if you're going to do anything right, if you only have one to choose, your nutrition is everything, okay? You really want to get your nutrition in order. And one of the things I always teach people is that you want to be getting at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight for your goal weight, okay? So, and there's so much to talk about here. There's so much in depth. Again, in my membership, I talk about a lot of this stuff in depth. I'll try to cover as much as I can right now, but it's a whole class in and of itself. But that's how you start the healthy routine. Just commit to something. I don't care if you're like, okay, today's push-up and sit-up day. Tomorrow's walk day. The next day is going to be boxing day. The next day is going to be walking day again. Then the next day is going to be gym strength day, upper body strength day, okay? I've heard it said a great thing to do is that you have 3 strength training days and 3 cardio days, okay? Very basic, right? So 3 strength training days, 1 day's upper body, 1 day's lower body, 1 day's upper body, okay? Then the next week you switch. 1 day's lower body, 1 day's upper body, 1 day's lower body, okay? So you go, 2 upper body days, 1 lower body day, and then the next week you do 2 upper body days, or 2 lower body days, 1 upper body day. Or you can do a 4-day split. Go upper, lower. And here is Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday's upper, lower, Wednesday's off, then upper, lower, Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday's off, or cardio, walking, jogging, running, sports, whatever you want, okay? But just commit to doing something. Make a plan, commit to it, go and do it. Your self-esteem will go up, your self-trust will go up, all those things, and it's going to be really good for you, okay? All right. Okay, ESing soon. You know what? I would say you're leaving with a lot of great... You're leaving with a lot of great skills, okay? Some funny comments there in the comment section. You're leaving with a lot of great skills for ESing. Don't ever discount yourself. Go for it, man. You're a U.S. Marine. You're a Marine, brother. You can accomplish anything, okay? Marines, they can do just about anything. You've been trained so well. You've got great skills. You have great leadership over you. You know what it means to push through pain, push through fear, all those things. Just go freaking do it. Don't hold back. There's a great book called Fire in the Hole, and I'm trying to think of his name. Fire in the Hole, Vietnam vet, Marine, enlisted Marine. Now he's a billionaire, okay? He's the founder of GoDaddy, but read that book. This dude got out, I think, as a corporal, okay? And he says everything he learned in business was from the Marine Corps, okay? My Marines out there, guys, listen, guys, girls, you have something in you. You got all this training and all this ability, and you learned the spirit. The biggest thing is the inner motivation and the drive, right? I don't care how many pull-ups you can do, any of this stuff like that, okay? It's the mindset, and your mindset's your number one factor towards your success. And that goes for everybody, Marines, no Marines, okay? It goes for all military, okay? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, all right? But it also goes for anybody else, civilians out there as well too, anyone. Your mindset is your number one factor towards your success, okay? Number one factor towards success. Semper Fi, brother. All right. And so I had a question about what does MARSOC do anyway, if you're still here. So MARSOC is a member of the United States Special Operations Command, okay? And we conduct direct action raids, special reconnaissance, foreign internal defense, unconventional warfare, and other missions as directed by the commander of U.S. SOCOM. Yes, this is very boilerplate, but it is true. That's what we do. So direct action missions was something that I did a lot of. Special reconnaissance as well too. It just depends on what the mission requirement is, what the war we're in at the time, or the theater of conflict is at the time. So, foreign internal defense is working with foreign militaries to stabilize their government, fight off insurgency. Unconventional warfare is actually the overthrowing of a government that we are fighting against, okay? So it's like guerrilla warfare. Direct action raids, you all know that. Night raids, you've seen so many movies, right? The night vision on, you're going in there and killing or capturing people or blowing things up, destroying infrastructure. Special reconnaissance, clandestine, very sneaky, going in to gain strategic advantage, strategic surprise, and learn about what a country or an enemy force is doing without being detected, okay? And using special insertion, extraction, and technical means to collect that information, okay? So that's it in a nutshell. But you can look it up as well too on Google. Go to MARSOC headquarters, go there and look. I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of YouTube stuff out there, really. And there are not really many books written, so I can understand why it's not as well known. But I was on VFT, Valhalla Firearms Training podcast the other day. Nate is the host of that show. He's also my co-host at the War Room podcast. If you guys haven't seen the War Room podcast yet, go check this out. We're live every Friday. I won't be there this Friday because I'm hosting my own coaching membership. That's my live session. So join now, get in the link in the bio, click on it, get in there, join my membership so you can join the live session on Friday, okay? I only do it every month, the third Friday every month, and it's this Friday. So go now and join. If you like all this stuff, join us, join the community, it's gonna be great. But otherwise, the other 3 Fridays of the month at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I am on the War Room podcast. I'm one of the co-hosts for that. 4 special operators, Navy SEAL, 2 Army Green Berets actually, Air Force pararescuemen, and myself, Marine Raider. We're on there talking about military topics, American culture, American politics, world events, strategy, all kinds of stuff, okay? Sometimes some war stories too, but we just talk about anything that's related to the military and strategy, American culture as well, and everybody's really has a great time. It's a fantastic show. You guys will really love it. Okay, let's see here. Can I get through? Man, I'm not sure about that. Actually, I'm not sure. That's with the gold crowns and everything. I think you could. I think talking to a recruiter be the best thing for you. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. Talk to your recruiter though. You know what I mean? Talk to them and just ask. I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could steer you in the right direction for that. But yeah, it's good luck with everything. Good luck with that. So yeah, so I think again, what we're talking about, gaining confidence, self-esteem, accomplishment, all these things like that. I think one thing I learned in all my time throughout the Marine Corps, and also now as an entrepreneur and a business owner for the past almost 7 years, is that, you've got to first of all have a vision, and you have to then write down clearly defined goals. Okay, I'll say this every time. Okay, then you want to get a proven success strategy, and get a coach with a roadmap that's going to take you there. Okay, you got to invest in yourself. Mentors I think are good. The only thing with mentorship is that mentors do it when they want to. You meet them for coffee once a month. You stay in touch. You exchange, texts. You say, "Let me pick your brain about things," and that's good. A coach, though, is different. It's a professional relationship where the coach is actually going to be coaching performance, okay? Teaching you techniques to make you better. Like you can have, let's say if you're, again, a football player, right? Like I was in college, but if you're a football player, how many football mentors do you see out there that actually make a difference? Maybe they tell them what to do with their money in the NFL, right? Or maybe they tell them, go for this trade, go for that one. Here's how you set your career up. But a football coach is actually telling them where to put their foot. Okay, when the play starts, you step here. When the play starts, you look over here. When the play starts, you're going to push this guy here and step this way, right? Play starts, you're stepping to the hole and you're doing this instead of this. We're going to fumble the ball, okay? Little details that will have an outsized impact on your performance. That's what coaches do, okay? And a coach who's been there, done that before, gives you a roadmap for success. That's what you want to look for. So have a vision, clearly define goals. Find a coach that's been there before that can lead you in the direction with a good roadmap. Learn how to take accurate and effective action, tons of it. Learn how to be tireless and taking tons of accurate and effective action, okay? And then we want to build an unstoppable mindset. And how I do that is I build that through my personal philosophy of ferocious optimism. And if you go in the coaching membership, click the link in the bio, like I said, where my coaching membership is. If you join that, you're going to learn all this stuff. Okay, that's my core foundation from getting you from where you are now to where you want to be, and also getting people unstuck. Because no matter what, you could be a multimillionaire, you could be a billionaire, and you can feel stuck. Like you can't go beyond where you are. Maybe you're stuck physically. Maybe you're stuck in your relationship. Maybe you're stuck in your health. Maybe you're stuck financially, right? You're like, I got $1 billion, but I want to go to 2 billion. I don't know how to do it. You don't think that, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or somebody has either had somebody else to talk to and has worked with people in order to increase their technical abilities or to increase their business? Of course they have. Everybody is highly successful, has either worked with somebody, studied something, has a team together, okay? They have people that are coaching them in some way, shape, or form, okay? And that includes, athletes, entertainment people in industry, you name it, okay? But the biggest thing is that you got to get outside help to have you learn what accurate and effective action looks like and to build that unstoppable mindset. Because what happens is that eventually you're going to hit adversity. Things won't always be perfect. You're going to hit adversity. Adversity is going to happen. And then how do you get through adversity? How do you stay on your feet? And how do you keep on, kicking ass through that adversity? Because your ability to last through the hard times will mean everything towards your success, okay? There's a great story called 3 Feet from Gold, and it's about these brothers that bought, okay, somebody's heard that before, but these brothers that bought a gold mine, okay? And they're digging the gold mine. And after about 6 months, they run out of money, okay? And so they have to sell the gold mine. So they sell it to this guy, and this guy's a geologist. He buys it, gives them back their money. They're all excited. They go back to New York City, where they're from. This is during the California gold rush. And they say, okay, thank God we got that. We got our money back, right? A short time later, the geologist that bought the gold mine hits gold. It turns out they were 3 feet from hitting the largest vein of gold in California history, okay, in the gold rush history. They missed this thing. Now, you might be asking yourself, what lesson did they take away from that? What lesson did the brothers take away from that? How do you think they felt? Do you think they were probably like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. We missed our time. We missed the biggest opportunity we're ever going to have, and it's gone. Okay, a lot of people would think that way, but not these guys. The older brother said, oh my God, I was right. I was right. I can pick things the right way. I make great decisions. So he told his brother, he said, next time I have an idea, I'm never quitting on it. The next time I have an idea like this, I'm never quitting on it because I was right. This is the lesson he chose. He chose to take this lesson away. He could have been in despair. He could have been depressed. He could have said, oh my God, I missed my chance. That's it, right? How would you feel? Devastating, right? But instead, what's up, brother? Instead, he said, I'm right. I know how to pick a winner. I picked this winner. I was right. That's going to be the best gold mine. I picked that from all the others. And he said, the next time I have an idea, I'm never going to quit on it. So what did he do? A few years later, he had an idea to found this new insurance company, okay? Founded this insurance company, and I think it was one of the biggest, if not the richest insurance company, highest revenue of any other insurance company in the country for probably about 100 years, okay? So from the California Gold Rush until maybe the 70s, something like that. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but true story, okay? And these brothers made more money. Imagine this now. They made more money from that idea than they ever would have gotten from the gold mine. So think about that, okay? Because more money has been taken from the minds of people than's ever been taken from the ground, okay? In gold or oil or anything else, all right? So you got everything. You got everything right here and right here that you need to have your success. And your mindset is your number one thing that's going to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. It's the number one factor in your success. Okay, I got, you want to join the military? What branch is best to join? You know, it really just depends what you want to do. I mean, honestly, I'll say, like was told to me, if you want to get into, you want to go to combat, you join the Marine Corps, eventually you're going to go. Okay, it's just how it is. You want to go to combat, if you join the Rangers in the Army and you join Special Forces, Marine Raiders, Navy SEALs, eventually you're going to go. Just how it is, okay? I think it depends what you want to do, right? The branches themselves each do different things. I was in First Force Recon. So I wasn't at the Recon battalions. I was at First Force Recon right before we became MARSOC. And then I stayed at 1st Marine Special Operations Battalion after First Force Recon. And then I joined 2nd Marine Raider Battalion, 2nd Marine Special Operations Battalion a few years later. So those are my places out there. Hey, how's it going? So it just depends. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to be a drone pilot, go to the Air Force, right? Or the Army's got a lot of drones as well too. If you want to fly helicopters, you want to fly attack helicopters, probably go to the Army, man. The Apaches and all that stuff, Kiowas. The Marine Corps got them too. The Cobras are very good. You want to fly fighter jets, the Air Force, you know what I mean? Or you go in the Marine Corps, you can fly Marine Air, right? Go to Marine Air contract, Navy Air contract. You want to, it depends what you want to do. You want to go on a ship and see the world or go in the submarine force, you can only do that in the Navy, okay? You want to work on air crew, air stuff, go to the Air Force. You want to go in a tank, super cool. You want to go in the Bradleys, those things are all badass. I love that. I mean, I was a ground guy, right? I was in special operations, I was in Force Recon, the infantry. But I'll tell you what, those armor brigades, man, those are no joke, dude. Maybe you want to go in the supply. You want to learn supply and logistics. Army, Marine Corps, any of them, okay? Big money, you get out. Everybody's always want to be the secret squirrel, the night vision and all this crap. Tell you what, I know a lot of guys that got out after being a logistics career, a supply career, making bank when they get out of the military, okay? So just think what you want to do. Think what you want to do. Check out each service. They're all good. I mean, the Marine Corps has got a particular culture. If you're not ready for, a warrior culture all the time, don't join the Marine Corps. I'm just saying, okay? I mean, it's my beloved Marine Corps. I love it. But if you're not ready for warrior culture and everything in your face is, killing and destruction, then don't join the Marine Corps. Army has some similar stuff like that, not the same. They, they're, a notch down from that. Unless you go to the Rangers or you go 82nd Airborne, 101st, then you're going to be same type of stuff, okay? Light infantry. Air Force, I think, is very professional, very tech-oriented. Navy's very tech-oriented. So just depends what you want to do. They're all good. Hey, thanks, man. I got it, so I may as well work it still, right? Combat medic, awesome. Yeah, no, it's great. Aaron, my co-host on the War Room, was a PJ in the Air Force. A lot of respect from those guys. Fantastic. Okay, buddy, TBS is 0370. Okay, awesome. Nice, fantastic. Semper Fi, I hope he's doing well. College basketball, okay. Nice, okay. Yeah, you would if you graduate with your degree after college baseball. Yeah, you'd definitely be an officer if you choose to be. Now you could go enlisted route as well too, and again, it just depends on what you want to do, right? So as an officer, you're going to be in command positions where you have legal authority. You're accountable for the organization, right? You're responsible and accountable both. Okay, it's another level of leadership. Definitely in the listed ranks, tons of leaders, right? Lots of leadership, lots of cool stuff. It's just it's at some point as an officer you start moving away, right? You get to lieutenant colonel, colonels, and beyond. You're getting into major organizational leadership, right? You're going to be at the platoon level, company level, in close to everybody. But then after that, you start, moving up and away and really get into major organizational leadership. So it just depends what you want to do. If you want to be like a special ops guy, it's definitely really, fantastic experience as an officer for sure. A lot of pressure, a lot of people depending on you. You have, you're a team member, but you're also the team commander. There's a lot going on. But, as an enlisted guy, you can stay in that job for a long time and do a lot of combat deployments as a highly skilled operator. So you got to decide what you want to do. I love all the jobs I've had. They've all been fantastic, but they've been hard. Some of them have been very hard, like break your back very hard, mentally as well. Very difficult as when I climbed the ranks and was commanding larger units. A lot of stress, a lot of emotional stress, I'm not going to lie to you, but very rewarding because I was able to serve my Marines and serve people. And through my platform of being a commander, able to really make a difference in people's lives. And I took that very seriously and tried to do my very best every day by it. I honestly prayed to always do my absolute best and do the right things. So that's what you got to consider. You got to see, what direction you want to go in. But they're all good, Shoot, I wouldn't have any problem if I got out as a gunnery sergeant and got to do all kinds of cool stuff within my MOS the whole time, right? But my path was different, and I loved what I did. I was very lucky. Okay, thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, comm guys in MARSOC. Yeah, anybody in the MARSOC team is going to see more action than they want to, probably. For sure. Let me see. I don't know what the cutoff is for the Rangers. I don't know. I would not say it's too old, 27. I don't think so. Guys try out for Delta Force at 27. So, no, I don't think it's too old. It's just you got to make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're totally prepared. Check out Jake Zweig. Check out my good buddy, co-host Jake Zweig. Talks about this stuff all the time. If you guys haven't seen him, he's on YouTube, okay? Again, go check us out. Subscribe to the War Room, our podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to me too, Ben Pappas on YouTube. You'll check all this stuff out. That'll get you connected with the War Room as well. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, get on my Instagram because that way you're gonna be seeing all my different material. You'll see the War Room. You'll see like all the military special operations stuff, my workout stuff, my leadership and life coaching, my business coaching stuff. And I've got some good content. I like to think so. I think you get a lot out of it. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll through some of the comments here. Make sure I hit these. Oh, cool. Good luck to your daughter. MARSOC, 2007, and then again, 2013 to 2016. Let me see here. Okay, I'm trying to look. Let me see here. I saw one I had to answer. I was an 0370, a Marine Special Operations Officer. So it's like a critical skills operator, but officer version of that. Like you have a SEAL and you have a SEAL officer, right? So I was a Marine Special Operations Officer. Let's see what else here. Yep, 0370, cool. Oh man, yeah. If you want to join the Marine Corps, go do it. They'll clown you. Your friends will probably clown you because they're telling you it's not gonna be easy. It's definitely not gonna be easy. But you know what, man? If you get passionate about it, you'll get through it. You'll get through it, and then you'll be proud of yourself. Because just think, for me, it's like I've told my sons, I'm like, this worked for me because I couldn't see myself doing anything else. Like, I was a football player before, and I needed the team environment. I needed a challenge. I wanted to do all the hard things we did. Frankly, I wanted to go to combat, and I don't recommend it. I don't recommend combat. It's not like, it's not like a video game. It's not cool, okay? But these are all things I wanted to test myself in. I came from, my father, my uncle, my grandfather, everybody been to combat or had served in times of war. And so I just for me, it was something I was always, as a kid, I wanted to challenge myself in that way. I always wanted to see, just to see it and do it and challenge myself and see what I was made of in that way. But as I say to my own sons, and I say to many people, there are many ways to see what you're made of, okay? And you got to decide in your life what you want to do. Now, if we have a major, major war in the U.S., they're going to draft you, okay? You don't have a choice. But while you have a choice, make the choice that's right for you. That's what I would say. And there's so many cool things you can do out there. Sometimes do I wish I was built the way I am, that maybe I would have done something else? I don't know. This is who I am. You know what I mean? This is who I am. It worked for me. And it was a good fit. It was a very good fit for me. And I felt very happy with the things I did. Not always happy. Sometimes I was scared out of my mind. Sometimes things were really hard and uncomfortable. But, overall, I got a lot of satisfaction from it. I was proud of myself. And, I felt fulfilled in a lot of ways. So, I think that's what you got to look at. It's like, what's going to be the most fulfilling for you? And sometimes that is where you feel the fear. Sometimes you got to push through that fear, because I do believe that everything you want is on the other side of fear. I truly believe that. Okay, so if you feel that fear and you feel a real interest for the military, and you feel that need, let's say a calling, you feel a calling to do some of these things that I've done. I think you gotta run it down. You gotta check it out. Okay, you gotta run it to ground, see it, because what you don't want to do is pass that time window someday and say, oh man, I wish I would have. I don't have that. I don't have that at all. I'm doing right now what I love to do. Okay, and that's lead, teach, motivate, coach people, be an inspirational leader for myself and for others, for my family, the best I can. Okay, and before I was doing the things that I wanted to, really challenge myself, and a lot of it sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was very hard. It sucked. Okay, and it wasn't easy. But I'll say that because of that, I don't have any stone left unturned. I don't feel. I feel very satisfied. I feel that, I feel very fulfilled, and I feel like I grew and I served, and I got to see some really, really different parts of myself, right? I got to really stretch myself and test myself, all those things, and that was important for me. But there are other things like would have been really fascinating too. Maybe, starting a business earlier, getting into maybe creating stories and things like that earlier. I can think of other things that would have been fascinating to me, but just for whatever it was, where you bloom where you're planted, right? Where I was planted, these ideas were in my mind, and for some reason these were my values, and so I went with it. But if you don't have the same feelings that I do, don't worry about all this crap. Who cares? Trust me, okay? It's cool, right? But a lot of pain and suffering comes along with all this stuff, right? And a lot of discomfort too. Just like being an MMA fighter. Getting in the octagon in front of the whole world and fighting, maybe getting your ass kicked and being embarrassed, right? Maybe no one has any desire to do that. This was my version of that. But for someone who's doing those things, they need to, right? You know what I mean? Or maybe you're a teacher. There's some people who be terrified to teach kids, terrified, get in front of them, right? But for you need to do that. That's your thing, right? Okay, so and if you're not testing yourself, I'll say this though, if you're not testing yourself, and you're not pushing through the fear when you know you need to push through some fear in order to grow, then by all means do it. This is the time, right? And you're going to get great self-esteem from that. You're going to feel so good about yourself when you test your limits, when you step through fear, when you start keeping promises to yourself and all those things, self-esteem, self-trust, confidence, all those things will come through. So, if you're not someone who's testing yourself, you're not feeling fulfilled, this is the time to imagine and dream a little bit. It's never too late. No matter what stage you're at in life, it's not too late, because trust me, there are always new challenges, okay? And I'll tell you, like some of mine, I've got a few speaking engagements coming up. I'm going to speak in New York City for like 3 days. And, I'm an experienced speaker. I've done a lot of speaking. I'm speaking right now to you guys, right? But something about getting in front of a room of 400 people, or in front of a closed room of maybe 50 to 100 of very influential people, where you got to have your game together, and it's a challenge, it's a test. How can I do better than I did last time? Can I take it to the next level? Can I go even higher? Can I make even more of an impact? Can I leave more mouths open? Like, wow, you said that, whoa. Or can I make more light bulbs go off? You know what I mean? So there's always a way to push and challenge yourself and go through it, and to get better. So that's what I look at. Get to your next level. That's what I always say. And in my coaching membership, like I talked to you guys about, if you go in the link in the bio in the drop down, see Ben Pappas coaching membership, this is what I talk about. Getting to your next level, okay? Because the thing is, we all can get stuck at some point, right? We get stuck where we feel like, I don't know what else to do that's going to make me feel joy, feel satisfied, feel fulfilled. I feel stuck. Maybe, and you could be totally financially secure and totally financially free, but you can still feel stuck, okay? Or you could be stuck where you can't get ahead financially, you can't get ahead in your career and feel stuck, okay? Or you just feel like, I'm not passionate anymore. Where's my passion? My passion's gone, okay? All this stuff in my coaching membership, I work with all the people that are members there. I do my live coaching session. We work on the areas in your mindset that will help you to take the actions and have the right mindset to get from where you are now to where you want to be, to get unstuck, okay? You're going to learn to get clear about what you want, learn to make a breakthrough, take accurate and effective action. You're going to have a coach and a proven roadmap to get you there. And we're going to really work on this, your mindset, your thoughts, your belief system, that are the most important things, the most important factors to change your life. Okay, so if you don't decide to work with me, don't decide to go in the coaching membership, which is in the link tree, in my link in the bio, click that down, click on it. No obligation, just to take a look at it and see. But I really think you're gonna get a lot out of it, okay? But if you don't, you gotta focus on your thoughts, okay? Your behaviors, your habits. This leads to your destiny, okay? Your thoughts will determine your actions, which will determine the emotions you feel, which will determine the habits you develop, which will determine your destiny over the course of 5 to 10 years. You're going to build a life, okay? So it first starts with your thoughts and the way you think. Your mindset is your number one factor in your success. Please, please, please know this, okay? And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram so you can get more of this stuff, okay? Please do that. And please check out my coaching membership. If you join now as well too, I've got this bonus. You have a lifetime membership to my coaching community that's going to be filled with great people in there that are going to encourage you and support you. All people trying to get from where they're now to where they want to be. Some pretty successful people in there too have done some things in life. Okay, got some entrepreneurs that have thriving businesses, and I've got people that are just starting out as well too. Okay, all different areas, all different walks of life. But the cool thing is you're getting in a cool network where you can support each other. You can be like, hey, I just had this problem. I'm starting my business. I didn't know how to do this. Can someone help me? Or hey, I'm trying to lose weight. Have you guys ever gotten stuck doing this? What do you think the best routine for cardio is? Someone will jump in there and tell you, okay? Some go-getters in there. And so you're getting access to a really cool community, and I would love to see everybody interacting in there and just supporting each other, which is what happens, but I want to see it even grow more. And that's free. That's free. For right now, that is totally free, okay? So please, 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 join. I'm getting a little puzzle thing here, but go check that out. Go check it out, and I think you're going to get a ton out of that. I have to verify this live for some reason right now. It's so funny. Okay, here we are. For some reason, they thought I don't know who I was. But check that out. You're going to get a lot out of it, okay? The coaching community is great. And again, if you have to miss the live session, I do the once a month live coaching session for about an hour. And then I do Q&A for as long as you guys want to stay there. Bring your questions. I love what I do. You see I'm doing it right now, right? Talk for as long as you guys want to talk. It'll be fantastic. We do it over Zoom. It's a closed session, okay? So you've got to be a member to be able to register for that over Zoom. And then I also hang that video in the members area so you can watch it over and over. I hang the presentation I used, all this material I'm talking about right now, but way more in depth and way more tactical and specific. I hang that in the members area as well too, so you can have access to that anytime you want it. You never miss a session. You can catch up anytime you want. I've had some people miss sessions and say, oh my gosh, I went in there and I caught up on my own at my own self-pace. It was fantastic. I got a ton out of it. Okay. And I'm also going to have downloadable content in there as well too, including my membership success path, which will tell you as a guide of where I'm expecting you to go, what the milestones are for you. So if you're unclear about how you grow or what growth looks like, I'm going to paint that picture for you as well too, okay? It's a fantastic opportunity. It's $47.99, okay, for a limited time only, because before long, the price is going to go up, okay? Because it's starting to fill up, and the membership community is free for now, but please jump on this before the price changes, before the membership community becomes something you have to add on as well too, okay? But for this time, for right now, and if you join now, I'm going live this Friday with the next coaching session, okay? So for this program right now, for this cohort, you're ready to jump right in and be a part of it. You can catch right up from the last session, get on this one, and you're friggin' cruising, man. You're gonna get so much out of it, okay? And I'll make sure that it's not gonna be overwhelming. I'm not gonna overwhelm you like, oh, you gotta read this book, you gotta read this book, you gotta do this. No, you show up to the live session, you look at the presentation with me. I'm going to have an in-class exercise. I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. Transformation will occur. Your breakthrough will happen from just showing up to the live session. And if you can't make it to watching the live session, clicking through the presentation, you're going to get what you need to get out of it, okay? And then put it in practice during the week as well too. But I'm not flooding you with books and things. It's not like a college course where you're reading books and you're reading pamphlets and all this crap, okay? I'm going to put the stuff in there. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to insert the code into your brain. As long as you have your eyes open and your ears open and you're taking notes, okay, the transformation will occur. It'll happen, all right? Hey, believe in yourselves, guys. I believe in you. It's been such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for letting me do what I love. And, just remember, if you don't stand up for yourself now, who else is going to stand up for you, okay? If you don't invest in yourself, who else is going to invest in you? The number one pathway to your success is through your mindset. And like Jim Rohn always says, it's more important to work on yourself than it is on your job. To get ahead in life, you got to invest in yourself and develop yourself more than just working on your job. So if you're tired, you're exhausted, you've been working a job all the time, take this time and invest in yourself in this coaching membership. Deepen your knowledge, deepen your awareness of how your mind works, what your needs are, what your human interests are, your core interests. Get clear about what you want and get ahead. Okay, believe in yourselves. I believe in you. Make yourself better, make the world better. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your week. Go out and crush it. Check out the membership. I hope to see you there on Friday night, and go get yours. Let's go. Have a good one. Thanks, everybody.